Welcome back, everybody, to Paddling Pool. We are here with the grandest of finals between our top two seeds, Food.Fizz, I can't pronounce that, Pat's going to have to correct me, but Fireworks, as they're known, versus Please Forfeit. So two top caliber, top seeded teams here are going to be battling it all out for the Paddling Pool crown. So cannot wait to get stuck into this. How are you feeling, Pat?
Indeed, and yes, Food.Fizz, the French pickup versus Please Forfeit. Very well established team that we've seen a lot, having to beat the final boss right now, and it's going to start on Mako zones. Classic of all classic.
Very, very nice neutral kind of place to kick us off, and then followed by counterpick central, which is just so good when we get to this kind of level of gameplay. So we are not going to be wasting any more time. We've got 18 seconds for the last player to lock in their weapon of choice, and we will be in for what I imagine will be a really intense set. Please Forfeit have looked terrifying, dropping very few games all tournament, and our top seeds Fireworks, they've had to struggle for this. They had a 3-2 round and a 3-1 round, but their consistency has come out on top and got them here. We've seen an Octobrush come out from Zenith. That's interesting. We've seen a few Octobrushes tonight, and the sloshing machine that they're trying to kill off is still in the game, with a Splatana Wiper Deco as well, so some new meta picks in there as well.
Yeah, Food.Fizz getting in already a splat on them, already a revenge on your shell, the backline, and right now it's just Cam with the machine completely isolated. He's going to get a trade for it, but that means Please Forfeit gets the first zone.
They did very well to get a trade under those circumstances, to be fair. That was some really coordinated synergizing by Please Forfeit, but again, amazing snipe by your shell. Aloha causing the chaos that we saw so much of in the last set, and already looking very scary for Fireworks with Please Forfeit here. Good control of mid, good coordinated specials. There are specials ready to go on Food.Fizz's side, but they're going to struggle to get them off, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Food.Fizz is back in the game. They managed to get 3 players down on the side of Please Forfeit. That means they now have full control of their drop. And Cam already aggressing that brush, not getting a pick, though is going to force your shell to get back to spawn.
Wow.
That's going to give a lot of time to Food.Fizz to enable their defense and really extend these points that are ticking down in their favor right now.
Yeah, Artifice definitely took their time to coordinate those specials to get back in there, but that payoff did seem worth it. Look at this, it's a much more contested mid. Please Forfeit doing everything they can to get a penalty, but they're going to have to be careful not to overextend. Food.Fizz will be ready for that. We've seen a really good scrap for mid right now, and even though 2 of Please Forfeit go down, they get a hefty penalty on Artifice first, but that is followed by an immediate wipeout. So things are heating up this game really quickly. Looks like Artifice are going to have a fair bit of momentum here, and it's now Please Forfeit scrambling to get some control again.
Yeah, penalty, but at what cost Food.Fizz right now? They don't have that much penalty to get rid of. But Please Forfeit back in, applying penalty again.
Really good objective play. They're doing that under the circumstances of so many players being up and so much action going on. That was just some really good objective play and awareness there. Yoshell leaves an ink mine as a present before jumping out for safety. Very smart repositioning there to make sure that they can apply constant pressure. But look at this, Artifice, they're nearly through their penalty. They have managed to hold zone a fair bit longer in recent exchanges, but Please Forfeit have just been so good at getting some cheeky penalties on there, but not this time. Not this time. It looks like the momentum has been shifting in their favour. But Aloha on a tear. Amazing pick and amazing cap. So Please Forfeit hanging in there, holding that lead, not willing to give it up yet.
Please Forfeit keeping the lead and finally back in control, scoring points. It's on Food.Fizz to get something going, and Cam with the machine is going to aggress that ball point. Gets it, stays up, and that means Food.Fizz have an opportunity to get the zone with that Booyah Bomb.
They do indeed, but Please Forfeit are just so good at getting these recaps. Like, they're constantly applying a level of penalty and wearing theirs down, so very well played by them. I mean, credit to Cam where it's due. We haven't seen as many sloshing machines since the patch changes, but Cam showing that that weapon is still incredibly scary in the right hands. Please Forfeit having really good map control here and a huge numbers advantage right now with Zenith going on an absolute tear. 3 down. That is going to secure Please Forfeit taking game 1 and a very strong showing after an intense struggle at the start.
Yeah, very intense. It took some time for Please Forfeit to really manage to find a way to crack the shell of Third Artifice once they had the zone on lock, but they managed to get back in and they kept the zone.
I'm never going to get tired of the fist bump animation, man. It is just so good. And Aloha as well. Aloha was a real standout in the last set for their just very good Tri-Slosher gameplay, combining a really aggressive main weapon with really stellar use of the Inkjet. And we saw that a lot this game again. Just Aloha just never relents offensively and so scary once they're floating about in the sky with their death beam. Yeah, just it's no wonder why Artifice struggled with that. But Artifice, they're no strangers to struggle in this tournament. They've been on their tournament stock before, and they've managed to bring it back. So you know, this is just part of the thing for them. Maybe they just take a while to feel their opponents out, and then they adapt incredibly well. So we'll see where they go for the counter pick. They have complete control right now of where they take Please Forfeit for game 2, and yeah, really excited to see what they do.
Yeah, it's on Third Artifice right now to choose the next map mode. We are hanging to their words to what they're going to decide. I'd say like they need something to counter your shell, but that didn't seem like it was a problem for them. It was really, as you said, Aloha and that front line that Please Forfeit has been showing us, but really these planks that have allowed Please Forfeit to get back in, to get the picks, to get the zone, and that's what Third Artifice wants to counter right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that front. And I think the other thing for Artifice was they're such good players mechanically. That is undeniable. They've proven that time and time again. But it felt like they were constantly losing more and more of the map the more the game went on. So it felt like in terms of skirmishes, if there was a neutral situation, Please Forfeit were just able to hold and regain more of the map. They got so many more caps on zone than Artifice did, and all those caps and penalties really added up. So it might be that we don't go to zones for game 2. We have control of the mode as well, but I just think in terms of that objective play, Please Forfeit is so much more than just scary mechanical plays. They're incredibly good at objective awareness as well, and that is something that Artifice are going to have to really bear in mind.
Yeah, and right now Third Artifice is still thinking, okay, what do we counter pick? How do we stop these guys? And against a team of the caliber of Please Forfeit, there isn't really a big counter. It's much more about finding your grounding, finding a way to really know that you're going to do good and be in a good mental state to reset yourself after a game 1 that didn't really go your way.
Yeah, 1-1 is such a different state to be in psychologically than 2-0 down. It is absolutely huge in terms of the pressure that you'll be feeling as you go into game 3. So I understand that they'll be wanting to think it over here. They'll be wanting to make sure that what they come up with is something that is going to give them a real good chance to reclaim some momentum. But as we kind of discussed earlier, Pat, there's not really any way you want to take Please Forfeit because they're just so solid. You know, Blue Comet tried to take them to Clams and Manta Maria, which on paper seemed a really good idea. And then Yoshell just swapped over to Splatling and was an absolute menace. So there's nowhere safe to go. There's just going to be things that play to the strengths of Third Artifice. So taking their sweet time. So they're probably really thinking it through and bearing in mind their observations from the game that's just gone, because they're going to have to think about Please Forfeit's play styles as well and how each individual player comes to function as a collective.
Yeah, and that's really a strength of going into tournament after tournament. Please Forfeit, they've seen it all at this point. You cannot surprise them. You cannot go to somewhere where they haven't had a hard game against a good team. And is Cam going to stay with the machine? Are they going to try to get a map mode that really fits that, or are they going to go with something else?
I mean,
There's
it's interesting with the machine, isn't it? Because there's been some really noticeable side-by-side comparisons of previous patch to current patch, and it is quite a significant impact on your vulnerability in between sloshes. I mean, sloshing machine was just almost too good before. It was just so... No other weapon did what the sloshing machine did, and because of that, you saw it in most compositions, despite the nerfs. But that recent change where there's much more window of vulnerability between sloshes, that is adding up. We are seeing people lose engagements they previously wouldn't have lost. But Cam showing that, you know, this weapon with its diverse, you know, hitboxes and with its kind of AoE effect is still incredibly valuable. It looks like we have a choice of where we're going. And Rainmaker on Scorch Gorge. What do you think of that as a pick, Pat?
I think that's a very good pick for the Wiper Deco on the side of Fed Artifice. That's the kind of pick that's going to enable really that long map, that aggressive play. And Rainmaker is always like, even no matter how good your editor is, they're going to slow down the team, both in attack and defense, and that's really not something you want to have in Rainmaker.
Yeah, so, very true.
I think that's very good counter pick on the side of Fed Artifice, but please forfeit might have something to say about that.
Yeah, don't we know it from what we've seen? But yes, very, very good choice. Wiper Deco, you know, strong, certainly not bad, but definitely not on the scariness that perhaps we were overhyping it to be. The sloshing machine remains, and Yoshell chooses to switch to the ballpoint. I think sensible to have a bit more movement, and we can see that in their run speed up mains as well, when you're on a mode like Rainmaker where you have to keep moving.
Yeah, and please forfeit with a double inkjet. They really want that inkjet, and that's going to be good for the machine. Machine is still very good at fighting inkjet. Right now, please forfeit are getting wiped.
Wow.
Good Artifice. Things are going their way right now. That's going to be a very quick checkpoint.
This is...
How far they are, that's also a quick repop, and that's going to be a lot of points very early in the game. So I'm looking to go past that pillow. That's going to be a 39 in the opening.
And this is pretty brave from Henlu. Henlu there, no fear. Henlu wanted another pop. They are going to be punished for being that aggressive. So that initial push ends. But what was so scary about that pack was when they got the white. So the map was already painted. The path was there. So no hesitance at all. Extremely strong initial push by Artifice. Definitely sets the tone. Definitely forces Please Forfeit to have to be more aggressive than perhaps they might want to play this game with only a minute and 20 seconds in.
Oh, well, Please Forfeit is things going their way. It's the reverse wipeout and a quick checkpoint, and that's going to be a report. Things are going exactly the same, but in favor of Please Forfeit, and Please Forfeit with the inkjet are going to apply much more pressure.
I had my Deja Vu song in my head. Are we gonna see some cheesiness? Aloha trying, being shut down, but my gosh, it was exactly as you say, Pat. Complete deja vu of the push we saw from Artifice, but that Ultra Stamp guiding the way, saying here is your path, and managing to get so much further than Artifice managed. So suddenly the tables have turned. You blink at this level of gameplay and you miss a lot, folks, and now Artifice not only in a position where they have to push deep, but they've got to get some control of mid first, which is looking very, very green right now, which is why you have Aloha being sneaky under the platform.
Third Artifice, they pretty much need a KO to get back into this game right now, and these forfeits after that first opening that didn't go well, now they look so strong. Well, Aloha is going to fall to the crab, and right now it's Third Artifice back at it again, almost getting a wipe. There's just one thing that can happen in this game, is just one team stomping on the other. We just don't know which one is going to be in 10 seconds.
Just taking it turns to decimate. Look at this now, we've got two down, we've got the Disruptor there, the Toxic Mist actually seeming to play quite a significant role in slowing that pace. But it's like you say, Pat, this is just a constant exchange of really aggressive blows and extremely scary coordinated pushes. Every time we see a team pick the Rainmaker up, they're about 3 players up and the map is entirely in their color. So constant action, nothing feels safe, even though Please Forfeit have an incredible lead right now. Oh, hammer throw! Disgusting!
They tried, they also tried to grab the Rainmaker and run for it, but that was punished pretty fast. And right now, Please Forfeit, they have just a minute and a half to get that game, and they look very strong. The Rainmaker is going to be reset. That took a bunch of time off the clock. If Please Forfeit just keeps their ground, they are going to get that game, but they are not content on keeping their ground. The hammer is going to go there, the inkjet is going to finish the job.
And every time we see Zenith, they have a hammer in hand and they are face rushing people into a terrifying position. They're just so good at doing that. It looks like Artifice are doing everything they can to get something going, but they've lost 2 players. That Rainmaker, Sorn now in a very vulnerable position, but the teammates are trying to jump in quickly. Sorn doing a great job of biding time. Amazing pick on Aloha there. Fantastic awareness by Sorn to wait for their teammates to regroup before making something happen. But it looks like this is probably going to be their last chance, Pat. It has been Please Forfeit with a strong lead for a couple of minutes now, able to dictate the pace of this game. But Artifice are doing everything they can.
Ooh, and that's a huge pick by the hammer right now. It's just Cam. Cam is going to get punished, and that means, unless there's an absolute miracle, Please Forfeit is going to be 2-0.
I mean, what a game. That was constant from about a minute in of just scary back and forths, really intense pushes. And also, for Hammer skeptics, I think a really nice showcase of that the Ultra Hammer can do some real work in the right hands. We saw some great throws with it, but we saw it do a really good job of clearing a path as well and functioning effectively like a ink bulldozer right there. So Please Forfeit, 2-0 up. This is the position that we did not want Artifice to have to be dealing with for a game 3, because they are under big pressure now. You've got to reverse sweep a team of Please Forfeit's caliber. That is not a easy ask at all, but Artifice are the #1 seeds for a reason. They are a bunch of talented players, and if anybody can do it, it is them.
Yeah, but right now, Please Forfeit, it's like nothing can keep them down. They, like, Third Artifice had such a big lead right into the game, and Please Forfeit didn't care. Really, they didn't care. They got just a bigger lead. Not a problem, and then they just kept it easily. That was masterful of really, yep, we get the comeback and you can't do better than us. And both teams managed to get there, but the difference was really in Please Forfeit specials. Having the 2 inkjets there really allowed them to pressure the bats, to make sure that nobody can shoot at the Rainmaker, because they have to make do with 2 jetpacks above them. And that allowed the Rainmaker to go so deep in.
Jetpack is setting up to be an incredible special after the buffs. It is so scary, applies constant pressure and nowhere feels truly safe. So definitely works out for Please Forfeit's favour. Their adaptability coming through as we have grown to expect from them. We are waiting on where we're going to go for Game 3. In the meantime, our bronze match has just concluded, so congratulations to Blue Comet, who managed to take it 3-0 over No Way, which is a huge statement given how strong No Way were this tournament. So congratulations to Blue Comet on clutching the bronze.
Yes, very good for Blue Comet, and it looks like we're going to go to Inkblot Art Academy for tower control.
I love it as a choice, but I think it's a risky one in that I feel like this is a very well-known map mode combination. It's not really a map that people don't prepare for. So you've got to have a lot of confidence in what you're doing.
That's very good for a pickup. If you're a pickup, you want to go to the map that you're sure everybody has practiced well. You want to go to the map mode where you know what everybody's going to do, and well, you're kind of negating the fact that you're a pickup and you don't know each other so well as Please Forfeit know each other. Because on this map, you know everything that's going to happen. You know everything that your teammates are going to do. And we see a T-Tech on the side of Please Forfeit.
Yeah, Zenith opting to put the Wiper into storage. Interesting choice. I think T-Tech, in terms of like special and stuff, very, very good choice for this map mode combo. Artifice sticking with relatively meta kind of comp that we're used to seeing, but of course the Wiper Decker with the missiles there. Disgusting snipe by your shell to start things off.
Yeah, your shell still there. He's pretty happy with this map mode, I think. Lots of places to hang as a sniper, but right now, Third Artifice 4 versus 2. They just need to get someone on the tower, and they do. They're gonna go to checkpoint 1 very fast, and if they can defend it, that could be a quick checkpoint and a very good first push.
Yeah, they're looking quite strong going into this game. They have forced Please Forfeit into a bad position. 2 players down. I was a bit worried, Pat, because I think you're right. It took them a long, long time to get on that tower, but now they're there. They are moving. If you look at the coordination between Artifice here, Please Forfeit have constantly been losing players. A lot of Artifice just staying alive, really, and we're already at checkpoint 2, and there's no signs this push ends here.
Yeah, checkpoint 2, and it looks like Third Artifice has no intention to stop. That Tri-Strike is just going to delay what seems inevitable, but Zenith, with the T-Tech attacking the tower, just getting it to stop for a few seconds, but Please Forfeit need to respawn right now.
Oh no, and the missiles coming out from Henley. You do not want them when they are so close to a knockout. Artifice here doing everything they can to close this game in, trying to make a statement. This is why we're seeded number 1. And they are going to be denied by Please Forfeit, who managed to clutch that save before they could end the game. But oh my gosh, Pat, they have a mountain to climb.
And now, yeah, it's on Please Forfeit to really get very, very far into Third Artifice's territory, and that Tri-Strike is going to at least enable Yoshel to ride the tower to checkpoint 1, maybe. No, never mind, Yoshel back to the stack, to safety. Ooh, very nice peek, and right now it's a 42.
But I noticed Yoshel doesn't ever really retreat. They just reposition before picking someone off. Like
Yeah.
they never really actually retreat and stop threatening people, because that, you know, Ely can, you know, you're not safe ever. This is now looking a bit scary for Artifice. It looks like Please Forfeit getting quite deep. They're getting control. Not as much control as Artifice had on their push, but enough to be very scary when you've got a wave breaker Yoshel on the tower. Great play by Henlu there, shutting down the Elite. That could be the start of them having to retreat. Aloha correctly backing off there as 2 of their teammates went down, but still applying a bit of pressure as they go, making sure that people can't get out, and they're finally having to jump. So very, very good play by Artifice. Ray staying behind, going for a cheeky play, but a fantastic response, turning a scary situation into a trade. But look at this, as quick as that finishes, Pat, another push starts.
Yeah, and Yoshel, frontline Yoshel pretty much, you know, finally these teammates are in front of him. And right now Yoshel looking to get that checkpoint 2, and slowly but surely it looks like Please Forfeit is getting back and back in the game and looking to get that lead back.
Oh my gosh, Henlu not being able to remotely step out of spawn without being punished, and suddenly it looks like the tables have turned dramatically, and could Please Forfeit get the knockout here? They want to end this set now. They only need a few ticks, and they are one off. They are 1 tick off, and they need to get on the tower and scrambling down. Storm doing everything they can to move this tower back to a neutral position, having to bob and weave, and suddenly 3 players down on Please Forfeit. The last player, Zenith, doing everything they can to keep the tower in their position, but oh, that was a risky play by Storm, but it might have been what they needed to stay in this match.
Third Artifice is alive, and right now they have the tower for themselves, and they just need to hold this 1 point of a lead for 30 seconds. And Please Forfeit is having none of it. They are back on the push. The Tri-Strike is coming. The Eliter is in position. And Waller trying to get to stop things with the Crab. The Crab is going to be denied. Now it's a Tri-Strike. But Artifice is just throwing everything they have in succession at the tower. The Please Forfeit they're still there and they're ready to push again. They just need to climb on that tower. Booyah going just a bit too soon. Son on the tower. Son is going to save it though.
I think we've got to say Son MVP there when they were the last play up. Incredibly clutch save. Done what they needed to do to keep Artifice in the game. The mental resilience needed to be able to stop Please Forfeit when they are aggressing to that extent is absolutely unbelievable. This is why these are two teams that are top seeded here. This is why this set is not over. And people often ask the question, what's a safe point to push to on this map mode? The answer is, at this level of play, nothing is safe. Only a knockout is safe. Other than that, you are never safe.
You are never safe, and Please Forfeit. They can feel it right now, but they are not safe. But they are going to the counter pick. I was about to call it. Like, that's always their first counter pick because they know what an Elite can do on Hagglefish zones.
Yeah, Elite on Hagglefish zones is absolutely disgusting, but zones on Hagglefish allows for so much aggressive play. It allows for so many ways to switch up reclaims, and Artifice have just shown how incredible they are when they get the slightest whiff of momentum as well. So I think they will have an answer to this map mode combination. This is considered to be, I think, one of the zones map that people tend to have quite a consistently favourable view of. I haven't seen many people say that this map mode is trash and needs a rework, so I think, again, people are going to be prepared for this. People are going to have options at their disposal, and I want constant carnage, Pat. I'm loving how these games have played out.
Yeah, but Please Forfeit is so good on there. Like, everybody likes this map, but Please Forfeit strives on here. This is their map mode.
It is. I mean, zones is probably the scariest.
Well, we have an inkjet on the side of Third Artifice, and there's a lot of special charge up on that Nova.
My Nova! I love this weapon. I think this weapon does have a place. I know Ballpoint is so good, but look at that! So about 14 seconds in, and Warlock is in the sky, raining absolute havoc, getting the nice assist there. We said how good Please Forfeit are on this map, but the first claim going to Artifice, and quite convincingly at that.
Yeah, it looks like that very early inkjet really allowed Third Artifice to push forward, and Please Forfeit were not prepared for the surprise splatter shot Nova. And right now, Third Artifice keeping in control, maintaining it, and Warlock painting like a madman.
It's the Nova. The one thing the Nova does well as a main weapon is it paints very good. We are seeing them deny Forfeit, who we just talked about how well they get penalties. They are being denied penalties. They are losing players trying to get a recap, and Warlock has probably spent 2/3 of this match in the sky. This is incredible from Artifice, and are they going to knock out Please Forfeit on one of their best map modes?
It looks like penalty is finally going to be put down as the Nova was thrown out of the map. Get out of here, we are tired of what you're doing. That's going to be a breathing room for Please Forfeit. Please Forfeit finally in control, finally where they want to be, and finally scoring points. 60 left. They need a lockout, and it looks like, I mean, Third Artifice needs a way in, and well, the way in, you have it, it's Warlock. Warlock is the way in.
It's Warlock, but it's Warlock supported by Ink Strikes, by Tenta Missiles, and it's just disgusting. That was so much overwhelming hit markers on the map. They got the penalty, but they lost the zone immediately again. And Zenith with an incredible hammer slapping the B bomb out the sky, but teammates covering for Artifice incredibly well. And as quick as I said that Please Forfeit recovered, Artifice answering with an equally strong defensive measure. What is this set?
It's crazy, and Third Artifice right now, they are doing everything that can be done, and Warlock being shut down means Please Forfeit is going to be back in control very soon, I think. And yes, Cam is out. It's a wipeout in favor of Please Forfeit. Third Artif is back to the drawing board. They have a good lead, but Please Forfeit is out of their penalty, and Alora getting what they need to get out of an inkjet. Right now, Please Forfeit is so deep inside of Third Artif's territory.
They are, and they're going down, and this is really bad because they need their specials for a reclaim. They have a numbers advantage now. I think they're just going to have to go for it, but that is not safe to do against the team of Please Forfeit Caliber. They are going to lose the lead before they get the reclaim. So we are now in a position where Artifice have to wear down a colossal 69 nice penalty. And can they do it? Because Please Forfeit now have the luxury of just focusing on kind of stalling for time and applying pressure in a much safer way than they could do before.
But Please Forfeit sacrificed a lot to get that lead. Right now, it's again, if you manage to stop that Nova from farming all the inkjets, you are giving Please Forfeit a lot of room. Third Artif is still in there though.
Here come the missiles. The missiles are what they're going to bank on. They get 2 players down. The penalty continues to go down, and the number advantage continues to stay up. So as quick as we mentioned, the penalty being hard mountain to call, we are down to a few ticks here. A few ticks, and they get the lead back, and they take the game. I can't believe this, Pat.
What a game. And what a set. We are now in game 5. And Third Artifice, who was struggling so hard against this so strong Please Forfeit, right now Third Artifice, they look unstoppable. They look like they're going to throw a wrench in in everything that Please Forfeit is doing.
Folks, I hope you are enjoying the set as much as me and Pat are casting it. We could not have asked for a better grand finals. This has just been incredible adaptability, nail-biting action from point to finish. And at this point, Pat, I really couldn't tell you how this game is going to end. This is 2 teams that are so good that can adapt under the most intense pressure. And that, again, every match that looks like it might have finally fallen into the momentum and favour of one side, we just keep seeing that it's never over till it's over. And this is going to be really making Please Forfeit think now. They're going to have to decide where we go to end this tournament, and they get to dictate where we go, but they are against an absolutely terrifying team in Artifice.
On the final game, Chile is going to be of Rainmaker on Mincemeat Metalworks.
Oh no, Mincemeat for a closer. That is, I mean, it's smart. I'm not gonna lie, it's smart. They know how to play this map mode combo well, but this is gonna be polarizing to say the least. With the good old grates are back that cause problems for people. To be fair though, when you've got your shell on side, oh, you love living on Mincemeat. This is gonna be scary for Artifice.
Yeah, Third Artifice need to go against Please Forfeit on their counter pick again, and that's going to be a hard one. I think we will see the Wiper Deco again. That's a very good map mode for it.
Yeah.
But we could see a lot of different things to make that work. I think the machine is going to come back too, though. That's such a good map for machine, even with the frame nerfs.
Yeah, Cam has been really loyal to the Sloshy Machine when a lot of players have rejected it. Cam showing that it still absolutely has a place in this game, if not quite the most dominating place it has had in previous patches. And yes, this map mode is a really strong one for Machine. We've seen that a couple of times this evening. Your shell, I would be gobsmacked if they don't go Charger here. Although it is Rainmaker, so I guess this is the one mode where it might make sense to give it up. But this is it, folks. There is no more opportunities for teams to adapt. This is the tiebreaker that decides the tournament. Your shell does indeed bring out the E-liter. Henlu is going for Wiper Deco, and the Nova remains. Yes, I love the new Nova. Go Warlock.
Hey, if it works, keep doing it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is not the time to be pulling out something experimental. And Zenith on a tear, immediately taking out one player and pressuring another. They want this to end quickly, but Artifice, Henlu responding in kind to their fellow Wiper main and shutting that down.
Shutting that down, but Flood Artifice is still looking to really get away in that Eater. He's back in position and denying any push. Right now the Rainmaker is back into Flood Artifice's base. They are struggling to go anywhere. As you get that don't retreat message, your clock is going to run down so much faster right now. Flood Artifice still playing very patient.
And it says, you know, it does say don't retreat. We understand why it says don't retreat, but when you are under that incredible amount of pressure, it is no surprise that they ran out of time. Consequence, though, is Joshelle gets to pick up the Rainmaker and immediately goes for the dunk, and the checkpoint is gone. Artifice's safety buffer is no more, and they've got to adapt here because they're 2 players down, and Please Forfeit are in a very, very strong position to extend this push. Look how deep Aloha has managed to get into enemy territory.
Oh, very nice trade with the Rainmaker too. That's 2 down for just one Rainmaker making more points. Please Forfeit are in such a good position right now. Flood Artifice, they need to not only stop that push, but then get back in and find a way to stop whatever this is. What? And that hammer giving so much. Zenith is going to get the pop by themselves. They'll wipe up, they can.
Interesting choice, though. They're going to opt, rather than get a couple more points, they're going to buy time for teammates and try to end this right here, right now. Artifice have done a good job to hang in there in difficult circumstances, but they've kept losing players, and this is the first time, really, that they've been in an advantageous position after Please Forfeit started that push. So it looks like Please Forfeit's initial push is going to end there, but 22 is a very, very strong statement, and Artifice, with 2 minutes 45 on the clock, need to get the checkpoint before they can even think of taking that lead away.
Yeah, Flood Artifice are back on the map, but they need to get back. They need to get on the board right now. And this Rainmaker eSport, they're finally pushing in. That could be a very quick KO if they manage to keep the enemies at bay, but the Crab Tank is going to say no. Please Forfeit has this map mode prepared.
And it looks like, as much as they picked Hagglefish, maybe this was the secret counter pick that they save for when they're on life support situations. And my gosh, is this working out for them? Sorn, of course, was caught between a rock and a hard place there with the Rainmaker. It was not safe to progress, but nowhere is safe from Please Forfeit. They are proving that right now. Warlock in a position where they have to retreat. I do think that's sensible. They've now got the jet ready to go, so they might be able to make something happen when all 4 players are up, but they do not have the luxury of time. They have 1 minute 45 to get to 21 or lower, and the chances of that, with Please Forfeit playing the way they are, under most circumstances, I would just say it's not happening. But every time I've thought a team is out this evening, they have shown that they still have it in them to make a comeback.
Yeah, and that pick on Yoshel is going to enable Flood Artifice to get finally that Rainmaker and approach that checkpoint, finally dunking it. Such a huge sigh of release for Flood Artifice. That's going to be the end of that push. Warlock is running away, saving their special points for the next Inkjet. But at least now, Flood Artifice, they have the opportunity to push real fast, make a lot of points very much faster. Now that that checkpoint is down, but they only have a minute to do so.
Those Wipers, we're getting those missiles out there, that might be the signal to initiate, but Warlock struggling to get a pick that time with the jet as well. They're trying to make a move, but there's lots of carnage here. Again, Warlock last alive, so they're having to retreat. This is a really difficult position. They don't want to retreat, but they really do have no choice in this situation. And it might be the case, Pat, that with 35 seconds on the clock, Please Forfeit are quite happy to sit this one out and just protect this Rainmaker and make it incredibly hard for Artifice to even reach it.
Yeah, and that pick on the machine by Aloha is going to do a lot for them right now. Aloha in a prime position to punish anybody that wants to get near that Rainmaker.
And it very smart, very smart.
And for Artifice right now, they need a monster push and they cannot drop the Rainmaker because it is overtime.
It is, and it's overtime with 2 players down. They did get the pick on yourself, but here comes the Hammer of Doom. The Hammer that we've seen cause so much problems. And the Son Rainmaker main over here. Somehow managing to keep this game alive, but they are losing players. They are running out of time. And they are now in a position where Please Forfeit are going to just put all that pressure on. Poor Sorn having to do everything they can, but the timer is almost out. They are caught between a rock and a hard place, and Please Forfeit are here to close the game, close the tournament with a very successful counter pick and take it over Artifice. But what an incredible set that was between 2 amazing teams.
2 great teams, and Please Forfeit was just by a tiny amount, by 1 game, the better team tonight. Congratulations to them. You are our new paddling pool winners.
Very, very well done to them. And I think, folks, anybody that is skeptical about how this game is evolving, just send them the VOD of this set. Like, this game is incredible. This meta is evolving. This tournament, yeah, let's not even just put it down to this set. This tournament has been an incredible showcase of the lifespan of this game and what is coming up for the future of Splatoon 3. And my gosh, is it a beautiful future. It's a bright future, and it is such a privilege to be a part of it. Amazing congratulations to Please Forfeit taking the gold. Artifice, a silver they can be very proud of. And Blue Comet clutching out a 3rd and a bronze against No Way, who were very, very scary in their own right and showing how good the Snipe Writer can be this evening. Amazing experience, and yeah, what a way for things to end. But before we do close, Pat, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at Rising Squidland this weekend.
Oh, amazing.
It's going to be a great LAN, and I hope you can come. And if you cannot come, you can watch us online. And also my Twitter is Pat Orton, you can see it on the screen. And Chili, where can people find you?
Sadly not at the LAN because I'm from the UK and stuck in the UK right now, so tragically I cannot be there, but I will be rooting online. I will be looking forward to hearing more of your brilliant commentary, and yeah, seeing how the LAN plays out. A great opportunity to see teams showcase their role in a offline environment. People can find me at chiliboy_splat, also on the screen. Thank you very much, Majora. And I'm mainly lurking on Twitter, to be honest, but I have started posting a few more memes, and as the meta's been evolving, giving some of my commentary on that, because I'm getting super invested in how this game is evolving, and yeah, loving it. So you can find me there. It's been a privilege being with you all. I hope you all in chat have had as much fun as we've had being a part of this amazing experience, and a massive thank you to Majora as well. Fantastic streamer, always an amazing cameraman as well, always gives us the best angles and shots of all the actions going on. And thank you to Dapples as a whole for just always running amazing tournaments, really. Just such a positive influence on the scene. Pat, have you got any other kind of thoughts or reflections before we call it a day?
I mean, every weapon's up for grabs right now, so you have to practice everything and be ready to see anything on the other side. See ya!
Yeah, take care folks, have an amazing evening.